welcome to It's Rafiq. In today's video we are going to study about chapter 2, that is HTML and CSS3. HTML, I think you have already know about it. You might got already in junior classes what is HTML, why we use it. It is the main language on www, or it is the main language through which we can create web pages. In this chapter you will learn about HTML tags, structure of HTML pages, skeleton of all the websites, different type of text format, how you can add graphics, how you can create links, how you can take input forms, frames, tables. So everything you will learn in this chapter. So let's start with the video. Web programming is also known as web development. It is the creation of dynamic web applications. For example, web applications are social networking sites like Facebook or e-commerce sites like Amazon. Who are making website? They are known as web developer, and which technology they are using, that is known as web programming. And some web applications, for example Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. are example of web applications, and these applications are created by web developer and they used web programming languages. There are two broad divisions of web development: front end and back end. In front end, the front end is the site through which we are accessing the website. Suppose Facebook, there we can post stories, status, we can post photos and all. And there is also a back end of the Facebook where the developers or the workers of Facebook are maintaining the information which are added by us. Means they can add new features, they can remove the bugs, they can remove some special fake profiles, etc. So while we are going to develop a web, there we should keep in mind that there will be always two sides of the development. One will be client, which user can see, and one will be back end, which user can't see. User will not aware about that, they will just use the application. On the front end will make all the designs and all, and back end will make all the server side designs, for example databases, etc. Front end development refer to constructing what a user see when they load a web application, the content design and how you interact with it. This is done with three codes: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. As I already told, on front end that user can see through a web browser. Their user will see different options, links, pictures. Through that user will navigate to your website, and this can be done by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And what are the uses of that? HTML, it is the backbone of a web page, and CSS, all these decorations part we can do by using CSS, and JavaScript, if we want to make our web pages dynamic, then we can use it. HTML, short for hypertext markup language. It is a special code for making up text in order to turn into a web page. Every web page on the net is written using HTML and will form a backbone of any web applications. Then we come to CSS. CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheet. It is a code for styling the rules or appearance of the web page. We will learn about CSS more in later part of this chapter. Then JavaScript, it is widely used language which adds some extra functionality or interactivity to your web pages. As nowadays you can see, you might notice before in Google or Facebook, after there was some length of a web page. After that you will get page numbers like page 1, page 2, page 3. But nowadays the page is infinity. In Twitter, Facebook, Google, if you scroll a page, you will get means something will get on. The page will never finish. So that type of thing can be done by using JavaScript. What is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is used to develop web pages. And in HTML we get these parts: hyper, text, markup, and language. What is hyper? It is signified that user can view www pages by moving anywhere in any direction. And text, it is anything written on English or alphanumeric character. Markup, it is what text do to text. It is what HTML text do to the text inside of them. They mark as special type of text. For example, suppose this body, it is a simple text. It doesn't have to do anything. But if we keep it within this bracket, then it will known as a HTML tag. And these brackets are known as markup. Language, while we create a web page, we have to follow some rules. We have to match some standard. That is known as language. HTML codes include two kinds of text. Content. Content is the information to be displayed on the screen. Whatever we display on the screen, whatever we display to the user, that is known as content. It can be text, pictures, audio, visual or anything else. Markup is the information inserted in HTML script to control the display. Through markup we control the text and images. The user are not able to see it. Suppose I am writing here this body hello and body closing. The user will able to see only this hello part. The user will not able to see this markup characters because they are markup part of the web page. User can see only the content. Why HTML? Now why we use HTML? HTML is very useful for students and working professionals to become a great software engineer, especially when they are working in web development. Who are working as a web development or who want to be a web developer, for them the first task is to learn the basic HTML tags, because without HTML the web development is we can say not possible. But again, HTML is not a programming language. It alone can't create a complete website. It is just a scripting language through which we can represent information on the internet. So what are the advantages of internet and what you can do after learning HTML? You can create a website, you can be a webmaster, you can be a web developer, you can develop a web template, you can make simple websites and all. Become a web designer. You can design professional web pages through HTML and CSS, but you must have skill to design beautiful pages. If you know just a basic HTML tag and CSS tags, then you can create a web page, but that might not be that beautiful. For that you will need skill. Understand the web. If you want to optimize your website to boost speed, performance, it is good to know HTML is the best result. Means when you design a web page, when you design a website, it's also matter that your website should be beautiful, it should be fast, and it should open in any browser. If your website is slow and it have too many bugs that your information doesn't display properly, then what happens? The user will never revisit your website, and the user generally skip website which lags. So you have to keep on keep an eye on this. Learn other languages. As I already told, HTML itself cannot do all the things. If you want to be a great web developer, you also have to learn some other languages. But when you know HTML, then it will be easier for you to learn some other web technologies. For example, JavaScript, PHP, and some more are there, which you will learn later on. So this language also you can learn easily when you know HTML. Thus we can say HTML is a set of logical codes or tags. Tags means once we write that word in angular brackets, that is known as tag, to define web browser how to present information on the web. HTML platform independent, it is a platform independent language. Now what is platform independent? Platform independent means we can open the web pages anywhere. It can be opened in your mobile, it can be opened in a computer, it can be opened in a smart TV, even it can be opened in a set-top box or any other electronic device through which we can access the internet. Some popular languages which are, we can say, ancestor of HTML are DHTML, Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language, and SGML, Standard Generalized Markup Language. Also one XHTML, Extended HTML, and XML, Extensible Markup Language. This XHTML was specially used to design mobile web pages. If you have ever developed mobile website by using free website creators like XTGM and all, then you might know about this extension. There we have to strictly follow the HTML rules. If we forget to close any tags or if we write anything in other cases, it doesn't work. So we'll know about this better in later on. Let's move on. History of HTML. Who developed it? HTML was developed by Tim Berners-Lee. He is also known as father of HTML. He also developed www or W3C. That remember, the first available description of HTML was a document called HTML tags. Now, when a new programming language come in market, they also release a document description or user manual. There, how we'll use the programming, that programming language is written completely. So for HTML also, on the first document, it is written all the HTML tag that was introduced by Tim Berners-Lee, and it was developed in late 1991. The latest version of HTML is now HTML5. Now features of HTML. It is very easy and simple language. It can be easily understood and modified. It is very easy and to make an effective presentation with HTML because it has a lot of formatting tags. Even we can represent information through HTML. So we can use there have lot of tag to represent the text, to design the text. So we can create a beautiful presentation by using HTML. It is a markup language, so it provides flexible way to design web pages along with the text. It facilitates programmer to add link on web pages by HTML anchor tag. So it enhances interest of browsing of the user. Now you see on HTML, you might see on HTML pages or websites there are some links. When you click on the links, we move to another website. So this is also a feature of HTML. We don't have to type every time the website address. We just can click and move to another website. It is a platform independent. It can work on Mac, Linux, Windows, even in mobile OS. So we don't have to think about the devices. It works everywhere. It facilitates the programmer to add graphics, videos, sound to the web pages, which make it more attractive and interactive. HTML is a case sensitive language, which means you can use either capital or small cases. Now what is a case insensitive? Let's go to the notepad. Suppose I have this starting as body and later on I have written body. In HTML it does not matter. We can write either all the tag in smaller cases, or we can write all the tag in capital letters, or also we can mix the tags. So it does not matter on HTML. How we will do HTML tag? How we will write the HTML tags? There are two types of editor. One is text editor, another one is what you see is what you get editor. On the what you see is what you get editor, you will get an interface. There we can design the web page as we type document on MS Word. There we don't have to write tags. Whatever we write on that software, it will be converted into HTML tags. For example, Adobe Dreamweaver, Google Web Designer, Microsoft, it was you will get it in Office 2007, Microsoft Font Office. There we can design the web pages by using what you see is what you get. And text editor, there we can use any text editor where we can write text, but not MS Word. Of course MS Word, there also we can write text, but we can't use it as a web text editor for HTML. We can use WordPad, Notepad, Sublime, Notepad++, and many more are there. Here this one is Notepad. Here we can write HTML commands. Now let's move to the next. Building block of HTML. An HTML consists some basic building blocks. An HTML text is always surrounded by brackets, and it is written as this way. First opening angular bracket, then the tag name, after that closing angular bracket. Suppose my tag is HTML, so opening bracket HTML, then bracket close. So tags are always surrounded by these brackets. Attributes. Now this attribute means if we want to give some extra features to the tag, then we can use attribute. HTML provides extra information about the element in it applied with start tag. An HTML attribute contains two fields, name and value. Now suppose I have this tag, body tag. I have a tag body, and inside I have written something. After that I have closed the body. So here this is known as opening tag, and the last part is known as closing tag. Okay, and both opening tag and closing tag, including the content, is known as element. So if we want to give some extra features to this tag, then we are going to use attribute. Body have one attribute. Suppose I want to give the page color, then we can write BG color, BG color equal, then we will write the color name within inverted comma. Suppose it is red, RED. Now you will see this is the attribute name on the left hand side of the equal sign, and on the right hand side of the equal sign within inverted comma it is the value. Okay, now elements, I already told. The opening tag and closing tag including the content is known as HTML. Here the complete code is known as an HTML element. HTML tags, HTML tags are the keywords which tell the web browser how to deal with that. There are different HTML tags that we are written within angular brackets. Most of the tags also have closing tag, and to close the tag we use forward slash. For example, here body, and to close the body we use forward slash. The tag which have both opening and closing is known as container tag. Some tag have only opening, no closing, they are known as empty tag. Got it? The tag which have both opening and closing, like this one body, it have opening also, closing also, it is known as container tag, container element actually. And some tag has only opening, no closing, they are, for example, BR, it have only opening, there is no close, it is known as empty element. An HTML file must have some essential tag so that browser will know the difference between a simple text and HTML text. That are, we have to write the tag within brackets. Every tag in HTML performs different tasks. If you use an open tag, you must close the tag. As I already told how to open and close. This type of tag which have both open and close, they are known as container element or container tag. The tag which have only the opening, no close, they are known as empty element or empty tag. Now while you are writing the tags, you have to keep in mind, suppose I am writing HTML. After the bracket, don't give any spaces, directly write HTML, then close the bracket. Don't give any extra spaces, like bracket, one space, HTML, again one space, you close the bracket. It is wrong way to type HTML command. It will not treat as a tag on your web page. Nesting of tag. HTML element can be nested. Nesting means one element can be placed inside another element. Nesting allows you to apply multiple HTML tags into a single piece of content. Whenever we nest an HTML tag, we indent the inner tag so that overall tag here are clearly clear. Take a look of the following. Normally what we do to create an HTML document, first we write HTML. Then we go to next line. This is the root element of an HTML document, the first tag which tell the browser that this is an HTML document. After HTML, we'll give one indent space. Indent means one tab space, one specific space. For that we can use tab key. After that we'll write head. We'll write head. Head inside we give the page title and some other information. So we'll go to next line. Again we'll give. Now we'll give 2 times tab spaces. 1 time, 2 time. Now here we'll write title. In title we'll write the web page name like my page. Then we'll close the title. Then we'll go to next line. Here again we'll go and we'll close the head exactly at the same position where we start the head. And to give this indent spaces, better use tab key instead of space bar. Then we'll go to next line. Now we are going to start body. So as same body head, we'll write the body. Then inside the body we will write what we want to write. Suppose B hello world. Then B will be closing, and at same position body will close, and we will close HTML at the same position where we start. So for closing we'll give / then body, body. HTML. So this way we can create an HTML document. Now how will save the page? After writing the command, you will go to File, Save As. Here you will give that file name, and you will also select the location where you want to save. Suppose I want to save on desktop, so desktop, and you will come to file name. There you will remove the previous part, whatever written. There you will write the file name. Suppose my page. Then after that you will give a full stop, then HTML without any space, then save. Now to view the web page, minimize the pages, and here you will able to see that particular page which you have created, this one. So just double click here. So this one you can see here, as I have written there only hello world, so you can see here only hello world, and the page name is my page. HTML attribute. HTML attribute we'll discuss on next class, because already the video is to about 30 minutes. Long video no one likes, so we are going to discuss about HTML attribute in our next video. I hope you have understood whatever I explained just now. Thank you for watching. See you in a new video. Till then, take care and bye.